everybody. I'm at this Moonflower here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. And thank you to everyone who like and subscribe and hang out and everything like that. So, welcome. And today I decided to go live because I started filming on my phone and I only got a little bit in and I already ran out of memory. So I decided, you know what, since this is going to take me a while to get through all this, I might as well just go live. And I'm sorry if I won't be able to see any of your comments because of the angle is facing down on my phone. So I won't be able to see any of your comments until after I post the video later. So I apologize for that in advance. But I just wanted to go over a few things real quick before I get started here. First of all, this is the journal that I picked up. The bullet journal I picked up is dotted. It is from Michael's. It's the Artist Loft brand. It has 180 pages. It's 80 pounds or 120 GSM paper, 6 by 8 inch. And it has the elastic closure. It has a pen holder on the side, 2 ribbon bookmarks, and it also has a pocket in the back, and it's got this nice black inside, which I like because as you can see here, the you can use the gel pens or metallic Sharpies or whatever, which you can see I already swatched in the back. And so that's really nice. And if you flip to the back, it has 3 test pages. And you can see I already swatched here some of the markers and pens that I plan on using in my bullet journal. And no ghosting, which is good. Nice quality paper. It's nice and smooth. The dots are a good color, I think, because they're easy to see, but then they don't show up as dark. And also the pages are numbered, and it does have a couple pages in the front for contents and a key page, which I don't know if I plan on using any of that, but it's nice to know that it's there. And I think that for everything that you're getting with this journal for $10, it's really budget friendly. And if you're someone like me who's just starting to get into bullet journaling and you don't want to spend a lot of money on a really nice bullet journal to get you started, I think this is a pretty good bang for your buck. It has a lot of really good features without breaking the bank. So I thought I'd just mention that to you guys. This is not sponsored. This is just me giving my honest opinion on the journal and why I picked it, because it has all the really nice features and it was good on the budget. So, and as you could have saw already, like I had mentioned, I already started filming and I got so far, and then my camera stopped recording because it ran out of memory. And so I got kind of into it, but I decided to just go ahead and go live, like I said. And some of the things that I'm using here, I have some super tip markers that I already picked out the colors that I'm going to be using for my starting my year out spread. And I got different shades of purple and a couple, a warm shade of gray and a cooler shade of gray and a black. And I also have my Jelly Roll white gel pens. I have a 10, an 8, and a 5. And I also have a number 3 micron pen. And I have over here my Precision V5 pilot pen, which is my favorite go-to. And also a cheap rollerball pen that I got from the dollar store. And I keep this one because it's a 7. And this is a 5. And this is a 3. So I have different variations and thicknesses, and I don't always use micron. I love micron, but I don't use it that much, especially for writing. I'd rather use this one for writing. It's just my preference. And also I have a ruler and some whiteout and some incense and some coffee. So, oh, and I also have over here some washi tapes and some post-it notes in different colors and sizes and stuff like that. And I also have over beside me some stickers that I picked up from the planning section or the journaling section at Walmart a while ago, and I may or may not use them. We shall see. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have around me. And yeah, so I'm going to be here for a little while, and we'll see how far I get. And now that I'm looking at this, I remember thinking to myself, you know what, I need to add some washi tape to this page to just because I wanted to use some. So, I guess since I already drew out what I wanted to have on my page, I figured I'd go ahead and add some washi tape just to dress it up, I guess, a little bit more, because now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it needs a little something extra. Do that. And I'll probably use this one here. So yeah, I'm really excited to start doing more stuff on the channel for you guys. Like I said in my other video, I do prefer going live actually, just because it's just easier for me. I don't like editing, and when I can, I like to see comments as they come up so that I can answer any questions and things, but I'm obviously not going to be able to do that this time because of the camera angle, but yeah, I prefer that. And so yeah, and it was probably a good thing anyways that the camera shut off, because when I was doing this page, it did take quite a long time to write out all the dates and everything like that. But as you can see, I just wrote down, you know, all the months in little tiny calendar form, year 22 year overview, and I used some of the colors that I chose. And then here I wrote out again all the dates. So that took quite some time to write that all out, and so I guess I just saved everybody some time here on the live. But I didn't want to go any farther without you, so I'm just going to go ahead, and I think these were the 4 colors that I used on the front. So I'm going to use them again here to color in. What did I start with January? I started with this one, it looks like. Yeah. I just like to keep it consistent, even though I don't usually do like super complicated designs and stuff like that. I usually do try and keep a certain consistency with the style. And so yeah, just why don't you comment down below? Tell me where you're at and what you're up to, and if you plan on doing the whole bullet journal thing this year or not, or if you're using some other type of planner like a happy planner or an Erin Condren, or you know, what kind of planner are you using this year, if you are planning on using one. Oh. Maybe you can comment, are you drinking coffee? Are you drinking tea? Where are you at in the world? I love reading your guys' comments. It just makes me so happy. And I like bullet journaling because it allows me to have a lot of more flexibility with the spreads and the plannings and things like that, because I do have a lot of different things going on in my life. And so being able to have a little bit of that control over um, the layouts and the spreads and stuff like that. And I do like being able to be creative. I love that. But I also don't want to be too artsy with it, because I do want it to be functional. Being functional to me is more important than what it looks like. That's just how I've always kind of been with my planner, is wanting things to be functional, because that's the whole point, is for you to be able to use it. So I try and keep that in mind. And I want things to be easy, you know, so that I can fill it out faster. And let's see where the pattern was. It was the cool gray. After that, cool gray. Yeah, Crayola Super Tips don't really have names on the markers, so I can't tell you the name of the color specifically if you was wanting to copy what I'm doing here. Though I don't encourage copying, I encourage inspiration. That's how I kind of look at it, is I'd rather inspire you than you to copy everything that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm using a cooler gray and a warmer gray that kind of goes a little bit with the shades of purple that I chose, just because I do like it to, you know, have a sense of, I like color, but I also like it to be neutral enough to where, you know, the months don't clash. I like it when the style is consistent. So there's that. And I think I'm going to use this one and write event event calendar, '20. And then in Kayla fashion, put stars all over the page. I do tend to put stars on a lot of pages, but I just like the whimsicalness of the stars. I think it adds to the magicalness. And I'm going to do the same thing on this page. But I'm going to do it in a different color. I'm going to do it in the cool gray. and I'm not the biggest on the whole calligraphy thing. I would like to get better at it, but right now I'm kind of just writing in my own natural handwriting just because it's easier and it's faster than trying to do the whole calligraphy thing, and I'm not the best at it. They always make it look so easy, but it's not that easy. I think once I get better at it, it might not be so hard. It's just the training your hand part that I really struggle with when it comes to the calligraphy. But one day I'll get it down. But until then, yeah, see, I like the way that looks. I think that looks cute. Simple, but functional. And then this page here, or this spread I should say, this is the new moon, full moon, Sabbath calendar page where I have the moons and the sun. The sun represents the Sabbats and stuff like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And this is new moon. And what I'm thinking is that I'm going to fill this in black and then write over it with white gel pen to see the symbol. But I'm going to go ahead and outline everything. This is something that I've always done in all of my, brain dump journals or my every year, even though I haven't always been like a bullet journaler. I usually do start the year off with some type of notebook or journal or something, just to start the year off fresh and be able to, plan my year out a little bit. And since I have my coven and I have my YouTube and everything based on magic and spirituality, keeping in touch with the moon phases and where they're at is important to me. And I think that goes a lot for the magical community. A lot of people, you can buy calendars or other things pre-made, but I've always just done it myself. It's just, even though I did use a stencil to make these circles, following them by hand, I'm still a little shaky. I'm not used to talking while I work. I'm still getting used to that too. Communicating what I'm doing and what's going on in my mind. Because even though I don't usually talk while I work, I usually have a lot going on in there. It's just learning how to vocalize all that. I feel like there's a learning process for everything new. But I've also, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm learning. I'm not afraid to I'm not ashamed of the fact that, my lines might not be perfect or my handwriting might not be perfect or things like that. Like, I'm not shooting for perfection. That's never been my style. I just like the process. Some days my hand is really steady and some days it's not. And I think everybody has days like that. And since this is full moon here, I'm going to go ahead and ink these because I'm not going to color these in. Excuse me. But yeah, there's been a lot going on in my normal life, my mundane life, that has been going on recently. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, because today's Thursday. Tuesday was the day that I went live with you guys and did the whole life update chat video and thanking you guys for 1,000 subscribers, and that was fun. And as soon as I got done doing that live with you guys, I got a call from my husband. He was at work, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, why is my husband calling me?" Because he never calls me while he's at work. And so I answered it, of course, and it turned out that he had just got the news that his father had passed away that morning at 6:30. So pretty much while I was doing that live video, he was trying to call me, but it wasn't going through because I was using my phone to be live. And so yeah, that was really sad. His father had passed that morning, and he had just got the call. But it wasn't shocking because we knew that he was going to die, because he was 91, and he had prostate cancer, and he had dementia, onset dementia. It wasn't full-blown dementia, but he wasn't really, there was, the last time we went and saw him, there was a moment where he didn't even know who he was. He didn't know who my husband was, and it was sad, but at least we got to say goodbye that day, and we was mentally prepared for it in a sense, but I don't think anybody can really prepare you for it, or you can't really prepare yourself, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I did that one and I didn't need to, but you try, but it's his father, and of course he loves him and he misses him, and so we are going to have to go to the viewing because he's going to be cremated, so there won't be a funeral, like a burial, but everybody's going to get together, and that's going to be on the 18th. And my family was doing Christmas, or is doing Christmas, on the 18th, and that was already planned. And my family lives 2 hours south from where I'm at, and everyone was going to be getting together, around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then have dinner and everything, and then open up presents and stuff like that. But the viewing for his dad's funeral is on the same day, but it's at 11 o'clock. And so now, I'm going to have to call my aunt today and let her know and see if we can figure out, I mean, like, if we end up going all the way down there, we're obviously not going to be able to get there until later on in the day, but it's going to be hard to switch gears, from the sadness of the funeral to the happiness of Christmas. I mean, but, we'll figure it out. It's sad, but everything's going to be okay. I'm more sad for his mom, really, because, that was the father of her kids and the love of her life, and it's sad for everybody. He will be missed. And I'm not trying to bring everything down. I'm just sharing, just talking, trying to keep things, I guess, moving along, so you're not just staring at my hand, and letting you know what's going on. But besides that, also, what's also been going on is, well, the way I can put it is, obviously I'm a very magical, spiritual person and have been for my entire life. I've always been spiritual, whether I was a witch or not. Even when I was growing up and going through or going to Christian church and stuff like that, and I was involved with a lot of church activities, and it's just always been a big part of my life. And my husband, he's spiritual too, but he's kind of not always been as big about it as I am. But he never stopped me from doing anything, and he was always very supportive, and he's always participated in our circles. He's been a part of our group and everything like that. So he identifies, he's just not always been as big about it as I have been my life. It's always kind of been more my thing than it has his thing, which is fine. But recently, well, last year, he finally decided that he wanted to, I guess make everything official, and so I helped him with initiating himself into the path, because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do an initiation. So we did that, and it was private, just me and him, but I helped him with initiation, and that was really awesome. And then he's like, "Oh, well, you know so much more than me, and I want to learn more, and I want to know more about witchcraft the way that I know about witchcraft, but I'm like, well, I'm such a bookworm, I make books, and I mean, I do a lot of ritual stuff too, but he kind of thinks that I'm a little bit, I guess you could say, farther along in my journey than he is, which I'm not judging him for, but he wants to step up his game, which I think is super awesome, that he wants to step up his game and level up in his own path and his magic and everything like that. So he's kind of my student now. I've been giving him weekly lessons and assignments and stuff like that for him to do to help him, level up and become a higher degree in the coven that we have. And so it's been really fun, actually, and I love it because we've been doing a lot more meditation together, and I've been helping him with his book of shadows, since I made him a book of shadows for him to start filling out, and he's been writing in it, and it's so awesome to see him actually like want to do stuff like that when he's never really been like that. And especially since he's not a big reader or writer, because he's a little disabled in the reading and the writing, so he doesn't really enjoy that too much. And so I try not to push him, but I do kind of I push him a little bit, just because I know that he needs the push, but I'm also trying not to like make him feel bad if his book is not like my book, because in the end it's not really about the book. It's more about the practice. It's more about the the actual craft. So it's been a big thing around here. And what's funny is that my daughter is 12 now, and she's going to be 13 next year, and her friend is also going to be turning 13 next year, and my friend's daughter is going to be 15, and they're all also getting into witchcraft because they've been seeing us do circles and stuff like pretty much their whole life. So now they're like turning into little witches too. So now I'm going to have a whole house full of witches, young little witches, and my husband, he's growing as a witch, and it's so awesome to see everybody grow and want to learn. And I guess I'm going to end up having more students now. I'm going to end up having a whole bunch of little witchy students. I'm going to have a witch school, I guess. It's kind of funny, but it's cool at the same time. And I love it. I love teaching and I love supporting people, but I also want to just help people grow. And I guess that's part of the reason why I started a YouTube channel. One was because I wanted to be a part of the magical community and step out and, be seen for who I am and be out of the broom closet. But then I also love the craft so much. I love teaching it and helping people. It's so awesome. I feel like I'm finally finding my own footing and finding my own purpose and my own place in things, when for so long I didn't know what my purpose was or what my journey was supposed to look like. And the last couple of years, everything's just been moving so fast and growing so much. And one of the things is that when I buy a house, one of the things that I want in the house is actually, well, not in the house, but like with the house is like land with a barn, a big barn. And I want to convert the barn into the sanctuary of Amethyst Moonflower, which will be like my own little witchy shop slash circle space for the coven and for the group, or not the group, the public. I want to make it so that anybody can come and we can have circles and drumming circles, meditations, or yoga, or healing sessions with Reiki, crystal healing, all the things. I just wanted to be like an all the things magical space. And yeah, it'll be, I want it to be a barn, but it's going to be fully renovated and fully functioning so that, it's got running water and lights and heat and cooling and all the things, a fireplace, a library, a garden. And that's something that we've really been working on manifesting, me and my husband together, as a house. We really need a house. And I hope it has a dining room. I really want it to have a dining room. I've always wanted a dining room. I never had one. And I love dining rooms. It doesn't seem like much, but when you don't have one, you're like, man, I really wish I had a dining room. I wish I had room for a nice big table for everyone to sit at and have Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner or something like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw these boxes. So yeah, I got all that. Oh, sorry, I kicked my trash can. I was checking to see how many people was watching. And yeah, my hand's a little shaky today, and I am kind of rushing it because I don't want to be here all morning. This could take hours if I was trying to be perfect. But then at the same time, I'm like, Kayla, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. Oh my goodness. Sorry if you could hear that. My alarm went off. I forgot to shut that off. My apologies. And I have to turn my book a little bit in order to draw these lines a little better. Just because if I keep the book straight, and then they never turn out straight. But if I turn the book, I actually get better lines that way. I'm trying to keep the book center for you guys. That's part of the reason why I taped this the moon picture down on the bottom one, because it looks a little nicer and it covers up my ugly craft table, and because the moon helps me stay center in the camera frame so that you can see what I'm doing, so that I know where I'm at. Oh, well, we don't want to knock the candle. But yeah, bullet journaling is actually really fun for me. It's so satisfying. Because it kind of combines all the things that I like to do into one. I like making lists. I like planning things. I like drawing things. I like writing things. You know, and it works out for me. I've tried buying planners in the past. I even tried, I think I shared a video once where I had I made my own planner on the computer, and I love doing that too. Maybe one of these days I'll actually have my own planner line. But that just takes a lot of effort, and I need a better computer program to do what I want to do with the planner. I need to be able to do more digital art and stuff like that. Like I need like Procreate or something, because my computer just doesn't have the best program to do all the things that I want to do design wise. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color in, and then I'm going to go right over it with the pen when I use my number 10. But I'm going to do it one at a time so I don't forget what the sign is. So I know that this one's Capricorn. No, what? There. Can you see that? Yeah. It worked out actually pretty nice. And then this one's Aquarius. And I'm saying it out loud so I don't forget, because I will forget since I'm covering it up. And if I don't get through all this in this live video, we'll probably just catch up on it here in another day or so. Because I don't know how far I'm going to be able to get. Excuse me. without this being too long. And I will have to wake up my daughter here soon so that we can start her schooling on the computer. Might only be able to get a few pages done. At least together. Because I definitely want to get this ready so that I can start planning for next year. So even if I don't get to do all of it with you, you'll be able to see at least some of my process, and then when I'm done, I'll probably just do a flip through or something so that you can see the final product. Taurus. Oh, Gemini. See, I'll forget. Covering them up always makes me nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, what was it? Well, and that's part of the reason why planning is really important for me, is because if I flip ahead, oh, it's not in this one. It's in the month. I plan on doing financial spreads too, because me and my husband, with our goal of buying a house next year, because buying a house kind of fell through for us a little bit when the whole COVID thing happened. It threw everything behind. And I think that happened for a lot of people. And the housing market isn't really the best right now. And so we really need to focus on getting our ducks in a row and getting it done. Because I'm really tired of not having a house. It's time, you guys. It really is. Me and him have been talking about it and planning on this ever since we got together, ever since we got married. And we got married 13 years. What was it, 13 years ago? Gosh, no, it wasn't 13 years ago. We got married in 2010. It was 11 years ago we got married. We've been together for 13 years, though. Yeah. So this is something that we've always wanted to have, and I think a lot of people can relate to the feeling of, man, it's been a long time, it's time for a house. Living in an apartment, I'm grateful. We have a nice apartment. We have everything we need. The only thing we don't have is land and hours, I guess you can say, Our time is coming. Virgo. Oh, Libra. But I can feel it. I know it's coming. Our credit is finally there. Now we just need to save. And we was saving, but then some stuff came up that I don't really feel like talking about, but pretty much, we hit a financial downfall there for a little bit, and we had to put some things on the back burner in order to take care of the now. And I think we've all been there. Sometimes the now is more important. But we're getting things back to where they need to be. And now we just need to stay on track. And that is part of the reason why keeping a planner is so important. So you can make plans and you can stick to them. And it makes manifesting easier because then you don't have no doubts. I found that out to be true for myself, is that because, manifesting things isn't just dreaming about it and saying affirmations and lighting candles and incense and stuff like that. Manifesting happens in real life too, by the actions that you do and the energy that you put out, and by actually seeing and having a solid plan for things to manifest. There we go. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little drop shadow on all of these. Do a drop shadow to make it pop off the page a little bit. If you're watching still at this point, why don't you leave a comment saying, what is your favorite color? What's your happy color? Obviously, mine's purple. There's just something about it that just has always made me happy. Oh, that's the cool one. We want the warm one. Maybe you can comment down below. What's your favorite moon phase? Are you a new moon person or are you a full moon person? I mean, I do both, but what's the one that makes you feel good? Because me personally, I love new moons more than full moons. I feel like full moons kind of, especially if it's in a fire sign. For some reason, fire sign full moons always throw me off. And I want to write 2022. Celestial Cow. Oh my goodness, that's another question. Are you the type of person to write the title first and then fill out the page, or do you fill out the page and then write your title if you do that kind of stuff? I can vary personally. Sometimes I do write the title first and sometimes I don't. In situations like this, I usually leave it for last just so that like I know how much room I have for it. Because I always want to make sure I have enough room for the title. I think that looks good. Now I can see my moons when I'm planning out my month. And these are where I'll write all my birthdays and anniversaries and stuff. And I think so far it's looking pretty good. As you can see, I'm definitely going for the purple star vibe. Alright, so this page I'm probably not going to do a whole lot on because this is my vision board page and I want to get on my computer and print things off or something like that so that I can have something to fill it out. But I'm going to pen in the title because see here, definitely the title first just because I'm not putting anything on the page just yet and I want to make sure that I know what the page is for. Almost every year I've been doing vision boards for a long time. And I really enjoy doing them. Really enjoyed making vision boards. I don't know what it is. They just give you something to focus on, you know. Something to keep you on track and to remind you what you're doing. Make a little space for it. My heater just now kicked on. Good, it's getting a little chilly down here. You know what? Every year I have bought a space heater for like 2-3 years in a row. And it works for a little bit and then it doesn't. It goes out. It's just, and I have curtains and everything down here. And it's still, it can't handle it, I guess. Color in the moons. the stars. You know what? I'm going to use this purple. I haven't used it yet. There we go. Alright, and then I can just get some, I can either draw pictures or write words or cut out pictures, print off pictures, you know, just like fill this up later. And this right here is its own project in itself. But I think the page is cute and it's ready for what it's supposed to be. And this page is my manifestation scripting page. And I kind of feel like this goes along really well with the vision board project, because scripting, if you don't know what it is pretty much a journal entry that's written in present tense, but it's of the future that you desire. So usually, like, you would write a journal entry as if it's like instead of it being the first day of 2022, it would be the first day of 2023. And what your dream life would be a year from now if everything you ever wanted came true. What you desire. And I always, you know, sometimes it's easy to be realistic, but I say go ham. You know, don't hold yourself back when you're writing what you want your life to be like, even though you go, oh, well, it's just a year from now. Well, you know what? So much can happen in just 1 year. You never know what the universe has in store for you. And you never know how life is going to end up. And so dream and, you know, just go all out. And I'm not very happy with that moon, but I'm going to live with it. It's too late now. Because I didn't pre-draw it with pencil, and I did it freehand with pen, and so it's kind of a little wonky. I've done a lot better. There. But oh well. But yeah, I definitely, when I do these kind of things, I don't hold back on my dreams. I'm a Pisces, okay? Dreaming is my superpower. I mean, it really is. My ability to visualize and daydream and all that is a lot more potent than a lot of people that I know. Dreaming is something that I've always been able to do. I have very vivid dreams when I sleep. Not every night. There are nights when I black out when I sleep. But for the most part, you know, not even just sleep dreaming, just dreaming in general. Daydreaming. It's a small little mini face, but it's cute. I like it. We're going to draw a happy cloud like Bob Ross. Just a happy little cloud. I freaking love Bob Ross. I remember growing up watching Bob Ross. And you know what? My grandmother, when she passed away, I inherited a painting that she, well, a few paintings actually. A few paintings that she did. And I'm pretty sure that they were Bob Ross tutorial paintings. I am like almost 99% sure that she was watching Bob Ross when she painted those paintings, because they just have that happy tree vibe to them. Oh my goodness. But instead of happy little trees, I draw happy little clouds and happy little stars. A happy little something. There we go. Maybe there we go. Got my little border ready, so now I can do my scripting for my manifesting. Going to, and I didn't grab any yellows, but there's these suns. I wanted to put maybe a yellow or a gold or something on the suns, but I didn't grab them. And I probably should have thought about that, but I didn't. Because I don't think purple or gray would be a good color for the sun. It just wouldn't look right, in my opinion. So I'm definitely going to have to get a different colored marker for that. But sometimes the contrast looks nice. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to draw my other 3 stars over here. Why didn't anybody tell me? Because I'm distracted. Over here talking about Bob Ross. But I can use gray for the cloud. There's that. Give me just one moment. My markers are right over here. I'm going to get another marker. I don't know if these are the same yellow or not. But we can swatch it and find out. Okay, so they're not the same yellow. This one's slightly more darker. Slightly darker one. So what I usually like to do is put the darker one, put the lighter one on the inside. Oh no. See, this is why I don't usually like yellow, because it's always smeary. Try so hard not to smear it, but it's just going to smear. Oh well. What can you do, right? There. We'll just go ahead and... There we go. Not the best. Could be way better, but I can live with it. So I'll probably color in these other suns later, because I don't feel like doing it right now. So we'll just continue on. So far, so good. Oh, I've been here for over an hour. Let me get a drink. Now we're going to do our goals page. Because I kind of feel like a bullet journal yearly setup would just not be complete. Well, that was a wavy line. It's better if you drag it. Yeah, a bullet journal would not be complete without a goals page. It just wouldn't be, it wouldn't suffice. And plus, if you don't have goals, I don't know what to tell you, man. Get some goals. Get some goals. Everybody needs to have something to go for. You should always have something to go for. And you should always be trying to learn something and to grow in some sort of way. You might not always reach every goal, but having goals at least keeps you on track to going somewhere. But I have gotten a better system for my goals, especially since a lot of my goals are, creative or project based. So I've been doing more project planning for my goals, which helps keep me on track with reaching a lot of my creative goals. Being a creative person sometimes means not always being the best at staying on track with what you're supposed to be doing. You kind of like, oh, well, today I'm inspired. Or today I'm not inspired. And when you're not inspired, you don't feel motivated to make art or to write or to, do things like that when you're a creative person. But if you want to be a full-time creative person and work for yourself, you kind of have to train yourself to be motivated even when you don't feel inspired, because it's not always about inspiration. It's about, if you have a goal or a job or something where it's like you have to get this done, and just because you don't feel inspired, it still needs to be done. You still have to draw that picture or paint that painting or write that book. It's not going to get done if you're going to wait for inspiration, because inspiration is fleeting. Inspiration comes and inspiration goes. It never sticks around, but you got to push yourself through it. And that's part of the reason why, even like right now, as an example, I am not feeling particularly super inspired at this very moment. But I had a plan. I had a goal. And, and that goal was to make a YouTube video. Or the plan was to make a YouTube video. The goal was to get the planner filled out. Oh, but I'm not feeling inspired. Well, it doesn't matter if you're not feeling inspired. And sometimes, you know what? I usually don't feel inspired, but then once I get started, then it kind of just starts to flow. I kind of think that's how a lot of things are. I used to be the worst procrastinator. I was horrible at procrastinating. It was just, man, if I could have got paid to procrastinate, I would have been a millionaire. But then, if you procrastinate enough, you learn that that's how things get messed up. And so you have to just do it sometimes. You can't always wait until the last minute. And if you do, then, that's when things fall apart. Draw little leaves on here. I can hear my daughter stirring. I think my daughter woke up. If she did, you'll probably hear, "Mom, what are you doing?" Turn the book upside down to draw this side just because it's easier for my wrist. I'm not used to working in silence either. Most of the time I'll have music playing, or I'll be listening to a YouTube video or something while I'm doing this kind of stuff. But YouTube doesn't like it when you play music in your videos unless you own the rights, and that's how you get strikes and stuff. So I'm pretty much sitting here talking to myself just to fill the silence and to hopefully keep you guys entertained. at least somewhat. I really wish we was allowed to play music in the background of making videos like this. It would make things a lot nicer. Well, there's that page. Oh, well, I should probably color it in, huh? That would make it look even better. Which one was the one that I pulled out? Was it this one? I'll put that one back. Okay, so the lighter purple. I'm just so glad to be able to do this live. Maybe one of these days I can set up a double monitor thing so that I can actually see comments while I do this. And then I would be able to answer questions if people ask questions. Because with the camera pointing down, I can't really see. But you know what? I might not know how to do everything, but it's not going to stop me. I'll learn along the way, and hopefully you guys don't mind that I do. Because I just want to do the things I say I'm going to do. I'm tired of being one of those people that always says, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then nothing ever gets done. And I can say that when I start doing this monthly plan with me stuff, obviously it's not going to take as long for the monthly stuff because I'm not going to have as much to fill out. It's just going to be, you know, a few weekly spreads and a couple things in the beginning of the month. More simpler stuff. So it will go a lot faster. But depending on how it goes, I don't know if those are always going to be lives or if they're going to be pre-recorded, but whatever it ends up being, I can say at least I can say I did it. That, you know what, since I got the yellow, hopefully it doesn't turn out too wonky. I want to put a yellow center. And you know what? Now I'm going to have to go get green. Ha! Go figure. Have to get up again. I'm doing the darker purple here. The angle's messing with me. See? That's why I turned the book. Because the angle always messes me up. when I watch other artists, whether it's Plan With Me's or anything like that, and they never turn the page, but they paint a whole painting, and it always or draw a whole picture and stuff, and I'm like, how do you do that? I know when I do that, my pictures always come out looking crazy. No, that's too green. I want more. Here, I'm gonna have to bring my thing up here so I can see. I wanted more olivey green or something, sagey green. That might work. There's another one in here. That's almost like a minty green. You know what? I think I like the first one better, honestly. I don't really care for minty greens. There we go. I like that. I like that shade of green. It goes good with the purple and yeah. There we go. I like that. I like that. And if you haven't noticed, it's not an uncommon design. That's an old tattoo that I got many, many years ago. And I didn't go to a professional. I was in someone's dining room. But that doesn't matter. There we go. I like that. But you know what? I'm going to draw green drop shadow here. Just because I kind of feel like the flowers are bringing in this earthy vibe. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I like the earthy vibe. Yeah. That's nice. And then I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 stars in each box. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Perfect. I'm liking it. It's coming out rather nice. Now, how many? We got the house savings, wish list, year ahead reading, reading list, book reviews. So we still have 2, 4, 6 pages left. All right. Well, let's keep going for now. Maybe, I don't know. I thought my daughter was awake, but maybe she's not. Maybe she just got up for a moment. But I know I'm probably going to have to get off of here and wake her up even if she's not awake, because it is definitely that time. So it's not looking like we're going to be able to finish this all together, but that's okay. I can always show you the finished product next time. And I saw this idea once a long time ago, and I thought it was so cute. So I decided to do it again. I can't remember who it was that I saw do this, but I thought it was a cute idea. Saving up for a house, and then it's got all the way up. I wrote 9,000 because I'm like, 9,000 should be enough. At least in my mind, should be enough. And I tell you what, I am going to be working that money manifestation, abundance, prosperity, magic like it ain't nobody's business this year. I am working it. And I'm not just working it, but my husband's working it too. You just gotta stay positive, work hard, and stick to the plan, Sam. And that's one of the reasons why a part of my planner spread here, you don't see a bucket list. I mean, I have a wish list because there are some supplies and things that I want to buy and things that I have to set up for future projects. But there is no bucket list because the bucket list is the house. That is the bucket list. I'm not planning on going on any vacations or doing anything crazy until I move. And then once we move and we buy a house, don't be surprised if I still don't go anywhere, because then I'm going to probably want to paint my walls and renovate my barn and decorate my, dining room and my kitchen and everything like that. And then I got a whole new project to work on. Because honestly, I don't want a brand new house. I want an old house. I mean, if it's not 100 years old or older, then I probably don't want it. And yes, the ghost is included. I mean, I wouldn't, as long as it's not a demon. If it's someone's grandma, I ain't worried about it. That's how I feel. Grandma can hang. I mean, I got my own grandma, Mike's grandpa, now his dad. They're all hanging out with us. Why not throw in another one? Grandmas are alright. As long as they ain't no dangerous spook, I don't care. And even if it was, I still deal with it. I can banish that kind of energy really easily. Done it before. Lived in enough haunted houses in my life. There we go. And start 500, 1,000, 1,500. Yeah, and the whole idea is that, like, as you save the money, you color it in. And I set it up $500 at a time just because it was the easiest way to fit in enough spaces. There we go. And this one. Because a witch has to have her purple door. Voila! And purple trim. Why not? Why not have purple trim? Who says you can't have purple trim? I think it's pretty. And you think my husband's going to tell me no? He'd be like, fine. Have your purple trim. Not the whole house purple, because a whole purple house would probably be too much. But trim, purple trim. Now there you go. That might actually work. Especially if you have like a white house or like a gray house or gray stone or something like that. There we go. Now the house just needs to be colored in. Yay! I actually really like that idea. And then, real quick, before I go, this is my last page for now. I'm going to do the wish list. See, that's one of the nice things about these kind of bullet journals is the fact that it's got dots. They help you draw straighter. At least for me, I'm horrible at drawing straight. But it doesn't look like lined paper. There we go. Oop. I'm going to take the white out of here. Alrighty. And then what, Oreo? What, Oreo? My kitty's over here meowing at me. Yeah? Alright. And now I just have to finish up a few things and then fill it in. Well, thanks for hanging out with me if you did. I know it was a long video and everything, and we didn't get everything done, but I really had fun hanging out with you guys. And here in another couple weeks, I'll be back to do the January setup. And so when I come back to do set up January 2022, I'll show you the finished completed product of the year ahead spread. All right, so you guys have a wonderful, lovely day, and blessed be.